Hello student, welcome to social studies class once again, and this is the last class, and according to your second evaluation syllabus, total 4 chapters are there, and I am here with 4th chapter, understanding media, and it is chapter number 24th. Understanding media. Now media, it is means or institution for publishing and broadcasting information, and in this chapter today we will study the role and the importance of media in a democracy and successfully functioning of democracy, and media is called as the 4th pillar of democracy. Now, the citizen who elect their representative should be well informed and aware of their rights and their duties. Media apprise the people, or media broadcasts the information about socio-economic problems being faced by the people. Now, the newspaper, radio, television, cinema, public meeting, magazine are the main source of information for the people today and the people living in the different parts of India and the world. So, these are the means through which we get the information. So, media means and the institution for publishing and broadcasting informations. Although say the universal adult franchise gives every citizen the right to cast their vote and elect the representative, and the elected representatives, so they do their duties or the work as per the wishes and the aspiration of the people. Universal adult franchise, these 18 years above, the people, those who are 18 years and above, so they have the right to cast their vote, but unfortunately many of the people, they do not go to cast their votes. And at the same time also, we should not forget that the casting vote is not only our right, but it is important duty of the citizen and the healthy functioning of democracy. Next, we will see the public opinion. What is public opinion? Public opinion means the views of the common people on any issue of the public interest or concern, and the issues may be political, social, economic. Different people have the different opinion, and chances of the public opinion may vary from the community to community. The role of opposition in the democracy, one of the role it is that the molding public opinion, and public opinion plays key role in the working of democratic system. When the government does not work according to the will and the wishes of the common people, then the opposition, they mold the public opinion. It is one of the function of the opposition in the democracy. Number of factors are there which give meaning and significance to the public opinion, and some of the factors are: number one, it is that public opinion plays an important role in the formulating and implementing important programs. So based on the public opinion, if public opinion goes against the work or the plan what government is going to execute, then the problem may come. So according to the public opinion, government also do work, and that is why public opinion plays an important role in formulating the program. Public opinion also leads to the formation and fall of the government. How? So when Congress was in power, public opinion was molded against the government regarding the 2G spectrum case and the coal industry, coal corruption. So an outrageous busted in India, and Anna Hazare, he was also continuously protesting against the government and the inefficiency of the UPA, United Progressive Alliance, second term government, regarding stopping the, failed to stop the corruption by the government then at that time. So public opinion was molded, and as a result, so the fall of the government or falling of the government was inevitable, and as a result in the year 2014, so BJP came to power. No political party can dare to go against the public opinion and make their policies according to it. So political parties, they do not go against the public opinion, because if they go, then they are to bound the consequence. Clear? I said you the same. Next, the main agencies for the formation of the public opinion. So what are the different agencies or the means or the institution through which formation of public opinion take place? First one, it is the press. Press is the most important agency which plays a key role in the formation of the public opinion, and which includes the daily newspaper, monthly magazine, journals, and all other periodical fall under this category. And how all this work? Number one, providing facts. Now the press provide facts to the common people, and the facts are collected by the different agencies of the government, from where or through this press it reaches to the common people, and the common people, after getting the same, they change their opinion. So the role of the press in a democratic system, it is utmost important. Next, education. Press educate the common people about the information on various fields: economic, social, cultural, political, and other national and the international issues. National issues, how at present, if I say now the GDP, it is minus 24 point. So it is the press, and the through press people are getting information about the condition of Indian economy, and the other different issues are there. Say the novel coronavirus, COVID-19, and the pandemic and all these, the people are getting information. So people are getting education through this press only. Election and the press. During the election, role of the press, it is very important in formulating the public opinion, how it brings out the policies. So the press press brings out the policies and let the common people to know about the political parties agenda, manifesto, and if they come to power, or a particular political party if come to power, what they will do. So before election or during the time of the election and mainly the campaigning time, so they publish their manifesto, and after getting power they work on the same. If the political party or the parties, if alliance government is formed, if they do not work, or a single political party if does not work in favor of the wishes and the aspirations of the people, then the common people, they will mold their opinion, and in the next election, so they will bring down the same government. So how do people get the information and about the manifestos, policies, and the programs of the political parties? So through press. Now that is why during the election or the campaigning time, the role of the press is very important. Next, it is aid to the government. How? With the help of these various news and the articles, the government comes to know about the problem and grievances of the people, or the expectation of the people, and accordingly government also do the work to fulfill the same. Next, it is electronic media. Now electronic media has also become a very effective and efficient as well, and one of the quickest means of the mass communication. Example here, radio, television, cinema are playing a key role in spreading the awareness about among the people and formulating the public opinion across the world. Say example here, the PM's Prime Minister Man Ki Baat, we all enjoy all this, means PM Man Ki Baat. So easily PM is talking with crowds of Indians. So it is the means of communication or broadcasting the information, and also spreading awareness among the people and formulating the public opinion. Political parties also use this electronic media for broadcasting their program, policies, which reach directly among the general people. Before election or during the campaigning time or right after the particular day when the election is going to take place, before that, so number of political leaders, they take part in the debate in different news channels. Through the debate, so they try to highlight the agenda of different agendas of their party. Accordingly, after listening all these and after analyzing these, those who are literate and well aware about the political scenario, after analyzing this, they cast their vote. Through the radio, they can spread their messages, but television have an advantage of offering viewing as well. So the public can view the same as well, and at a time they can also listen the same. Next, cinema, it is number of private channels are also Doordarshan, it is government owned channel, and different private channels are also there and broadcasting the information. Next, cinema, it is also important means of electronic media and very important in the formation of public opinion. Problems such as casteism, untouchability, dowry, sati, and the other social problems are there. So the cinemas highlights all this, and people are getting education from the same. Next, it is that in the different types of the interest and the multiple opinions also exist, and we should learn to be tolerant towards other opinion about any issue, but government too should be flexible enough to accommodate those differences that are natural in the democracy. Common masses have the different public opinion. Common masses have, or the common people have the right to criticize the government, and government should be very tolerant and should be flexible to accept all this. Next, we will see the media and the democracy and their relation. Media, we know, plays an important role in the functioning of democracy, but it can happen only when the media remain free to work independently. In number of the countries, media is not independent. So, media comes under the clutches of the government or controlled by the government. In a democratic setup or in a democratic country, where election is the means to form the government and to fulfill the wishes and the aspiration or the wills of the common people. So, in such countries, media plays an important role. Media act as a major force and can make the government to change its policies and decision by writing freely about it. But to enjoy such freedom, the media should be responsible to the people. Media should work in between government and the common people. The gap which creates between the government and the people, that should be fulfilled by the media, and the messages of the government should bring by the media to the common people, and the messages of the common people or their opinion should take by the media to the government. Next, we will see media and advertising. Advertising, it is a form of commercial mass communication which is designed to promote the sale of any product or spread of message on behalf of institution government. Nowadays, several thousands of the people are getting employment in this industry, and this advertising industry, they advertise number of these products, and government also advertise as per the necessity regarding the jobs and the government different policies. Now, there are other advertisements which promote an idea or influence the behavior, such as encouraging people to drive safely on the road, wear helmet, not to smoke cigarette. All these are to change the public behavior. So, such advertisement, it is called as public service advertisement. And some ads which promote an institution, such as Red Cross or the Indian Armed Force, are called as the institutional advertisement. And the main objective of this advertising is to encourage people to donate money and to render services or to simply to improve the image of the institution. Next, advertising can broadly divided into two types. One is the commercial advertising. Now, this type of advertising designed to promote any product, say the Fair and Lovely or any other cosmetics, or say Surf Excel. Number of these different types of the products are there. So, after launching the same, the company advertise their product so that the people will purchase the same. Such advertising generally or mostly done by the manufacturer or the producer. Next, it is social advertising. Advertising which is designed to give a social message. It is done by government or any agency actively involved in the social welfare. Say a government is advertising, say, or to change the public behavior, to wear helmet while driving, not to drink while driving, and to educate the people regarding the speed of their vehicle while in the running, say not to run in too speed. Undertaker is waiting for overtaker not to overtake. So like this, by through these different messages, government try to educate the people. So such advertisement, it is called as the social advertising. Now we will see the impact of advertising. First one is the economic significance or the importance. Many economists in the world, so they believe that advertising has a positive impact on the economy by stimulating the demand of the product. So when the same will be done, when the advertising of any product will be done, so what? It will stimulate the demand. It will raise the demand in the market or in an area. Advertising promote the quick sale of goods and the services. Next, social impact. So this is the economic impact. So the manufacturer and the producer, they advertise their product. So then easily the information about the product reach to the ultimate consumer or the people, and accordingly they go for the same. Social impact. Advertising has also major social impact, and it helps in sustaining the mass communication media and making them comparatively less expensive. Newspaper, magazine, radio and the television have their main income from the advertising. Next, advertising is very crucial to the development of the various means of media itself. But one thing should be here to remember, that there are certain basic rules for advertisement, and that should be followed very seriously. Say I am a manufacturer and I am to advertise my, say, Majumdar Lovely cream, say Fair and Lovely Majumdar Lovely cream. So I am to here take the very seriously the basic rules. And what are these basic rules? Number one, advertisement should be designed as per the guidelines laid by the government, and I am to follow all these guidelines, and against the guidelines simply I cannot advertise my product. And whatever the products here one is going to advertise, so there should be decent, moral, and must be respectful to the religious sentiment of the people of the country. While advertising any product, so religious sentiment should also be taken due care. How? While advertising the product, so the same must not hurt the religious sentiment of any community. They should not downgrade or contain derogatory remark on other product or services. while advertising the same, say the Majumdar lovely cream, so I am going to advertise this, and I have advertised the same, and also I have written in the advertisement that don't go for this Fair and Lovely, this is not good and all this, or I have written something that are derogatory or against that the competitive product very badly, that should not be there. Means it should not downgrade the other products. Next, advertisement promoting products to the used by the consumer must have authentic and vital information so that consumer might not feel cheated. So, Majumdar lovely cream, use it 1 week, this will make you bright. Your skin will be bright in 1 week, but after using this, the same has not taken place. So, it means I am cheating you, and that should not be done. Clear? Now, while promoting the product, so the information or while promoting the products to be used by the consumer must have authentic information. Next, it is a Right to Information Act 2005. This Act, Right to Information Act 2005, the same was passed by the Indian Parliament on 15 June 2005 and came into force on 13 October 2005. Now, the features of this Act, that this Act enable or gives the right to the common people of India to have an access to the government records, and as per the provisions of the Act, any person may request for the information from public authority. Earlier, the information disclosure in India was governed by Official Secret Act 1923, and under that Act, so informations are not given to the public. Now, this Act, Right to Information Act, brought transparency in the working of the government, and this Act, Right to Information Act 2005, has removed all the earlier obstacles, say the Official Secret Act 1923, and this Act specifies that a citizen can request any information, whatever the information as per the definition, whatever the definition laid down under that Act, Right to Information Act 2005, so a citizen can request any information. He can get the copies of the document after requesting, through the application, so you will get a copies of the document. Say the working of the government or in your locality, suppose the construction of road done by your local MLA, so if you are to get all the information regarding the total budget allotment, total expenditure and all this, so simply you have to go for this Act, Right to Information Act. When you will give this information or put the application accordingly, you will get the document about the total expenditure allotment and the total works and all this. He can inspect document, work and the record. Citizen can inspect document, work, record of the government. He can obtain information in the form of the printing, floppies, videos and the tapes and the other electronic modes. So, through all this mode, so he will be sent information. Now, what is the process? Now, as per the Act, all the complying department have to designate an official known as the public information officer. And those who seeking desired information in any format, paper or electronic, the public information officer take the responsibility to provide the authentic information to the applicant in 30 days. Within the 30 days, so this officer, he has to give information to the applicant. Apart from this, public information officer, central government too has designated certain officers as assistant public information officer. They are not confined to any specific department, but they have responsibility of receiving all the right to information request and forwarding them to the public information officer of concerned department. All the concerned department have this public information officer, and central government have this assistant public information officer, and when the request will come to him, and he will send the same to the concerned department, PIO, public information officer, and this public information officer has to give or reply the applicant's request within 30 days. By this act, Right to Information Act of this 2005, so it opened a new era in the transparency of the functioning of the democratic government in the country. So, with this act, discussion of this act, Right to Information Act 2005, the same was passed on 15 June 2005 and came into force in the same year on 13th October. With discussion of this topic, your chapter is over and your second evaluation full syllabus is completed. Now you read well at home, and one thing, while reading, if you face any problem, you call me every night. I shall help you. And I hope you all are reading well also at home. Develop positive attitude that today I shall not read, tomorrow, when the tomorrow will come, next day, like this. So I am to do my work daily, and the way how we give the messages to our mind, accordingly our body also works. Say, when someone asks you, how are you? And when you reply, not good. So automatically your body languages also get changed. So we are to develop a very positive attitude, and this positive attitude will also bring changes in your daily works. So that is why read well at home, enjoy this class, and notes will be given. I said you earlier also in my earlier classes, and this is with the completion or discussion of this chapter, your full second evaluation syllabus is over. Now you read well, and if you are facing any problem, contact me every night. I shall help you. This is all about the day's discussion. Thanks to all.